Breeze, I expect a little bit of the same, and also the speech that he was given. They do not want Vitality to play their game. They want to be imposing the way that they want to face this Breeze, and if Minibu keeps having the same performance alongside with Cambo, it's going to be easy.
Yeah, this time around though, I mean, Durka's on the Jet. Expected, you already called for it, Ulu. You said that we're gonna see it. When it comes to the Jet and the Neon, because the Raze Neon we saw last game on the bind for both of these players, it was very much in Minibu's favor. This time around, do you think it's more equal playing field?
I think it's more equal just because there is no Wele. The Wele is the biggest difference. When you're making a combo with Neon and Wele and also on a map like Bind, it's easy to punish any movement that maybe they're trying to do on Vitality in order to try to bring some information. On Breeze is kind of different, and also this Jet is mostly doing an operator role, meanwhile the Yoru is going to be the one going with the rifle. So probably I'm going to expect that maybe Minibu is not going to have the same role as Derek on this one. Anyways, I'm kind of worried because last time we've seen Vitality playing on this map with Jet, they struggled to get into the space. Every single time they try it, it was maybe Jamppi getting completely paid alone, or maybe Dirk getting completely paid alone.
The synergy has to be on point, and also when I think about the defense and the stopping power, we have to look at Wayne as well. With the paranoia is one of the big reasons why you decide to go for the Omen, and also to having the double TP to get out of certain situations. They have a lot of movement in that composition, and I hope they use it to the best of their advantage. We were seeing a little bit of a glimpse of Nats already giving that speech to keep up the momentum.
Yeah, motivational speaker. This is really where you have to lock in for both of these rosters, because this is it. Do or die. The final map to decide which team will continue this lower bracket run and who is actually done for kickoff, and we will not see them again until stage 1. There is one step between this and the finals to Masters Santiago. Who will it be? We'll find out with our casters, Mitch and Tom.
Well, the end is near for one of these teams in kickoff, Tom. It might sound paradoxical, but in that second map, Liquid looked solid. Now coming into Breeze, it feels like the ball's in their court.
Oh, for sure. I've learned today that it's Wayne's world and we're just living in it. Like, I genuinely don't know how he managed to close out that map, but that was the entirety of the map. And now we go into another Minibu playground. Last time he played versus GX, he was 19-9. And a battle of him versus Durka is one for the ages. One of these teams will fail to make it to Masters. And these were the two teams we sent last year. The team that went through the upper bracket in Vitality, that made it in Kickoff. And the team that went through the lowers in Liquid. Liquid just have to do the same again. Vitality need to do something new.
Oh, Santiago on the line. Still a bit of ground to cover before they get there after this series, but losing this is the end of it all. Liquid aggression in mid and through Beacon. This is going to be a crunch on the elbow. The very spot Vitality have sent the majority of their players to, and they're walking into a trap, expecting one or two, but they're finding the whole squad. Nice shots by Jamppi and Chronicle. They've pulled it back. Team Liquid sprung a trap. They caught so many of their prey, and in the end, it's the advantage to the surprised squad. How have Vitality ended up with this, but they've still got Nats to deal with.
They walked into the Lion's Den, but they missed out on the biggest lion of all. Only one standing. Nats knows exactly where Unfake is. He's got to try and escape this. If anything, he's just looking to run him down. Now bear in mind, this will take time. Had to hit the vulnerable, but it doesn't even matter. That clock is going to be ticking, but I don't think it's ticking anywhere near fast enough for Nats to worry about. In fact, he can take a bit of a saunter back towards that spike. The defusal will be his, and Team Liquid, hey, swings and roundabouts, right? It started well, went a bit wrong in the middle. Red Bull clutch.
Well, we saw a couple of rounds in the previous where it was Nats with his initiator in that 2 versus 1. Chronicle on the other side who couldn't get it done. This time, Chronicle and his initiator against Nats, but the shoe is on the other foot. Liquid are carrying that momentum of the previous map.
Guys?
They are bringing it into this one flawlessly. A 1-0 start for Liquid. Big investment. Peep the guns. A Spectre, and everyone else is on a Guardian or a Bulldog. Like, that's a big commitment if they end up losing a couple of players. Gotta be very careful.
I'm okay with it on this map. Like, there's a lot of very long-range angles. Okay, they go mid. We sit back to site. We play on the cross. They go towards A from mid. It's the exact same thing. You can watch it from either angle. You can sit back on A side. You can sit back on B side. So there's a lot less of a threat, especially if your opponents don't buy upgraded pistols. Long-range classics, they happen, especially when you have Chronicle, but I'm not expecting much.
You think that normally you want someone to have the rifle, maybe the Guardian, in the position that Nats is in, but he's playing information. He's letting them get close and looking to use the Spectre where it's best, running and gunning.
Fair play.
But they wait for the rest of the squad. Really nicely played. Shock Dart goes through. Damage was already done to a couple of these players. They've taken tags, but that man advantage not being stolen back just yet. The downside, weapon irretrievable. And the whole rotate from Liquid here. They're playing this as a group, as a clump. That's the way that you beat this. Don't give the pistols individual fights. Don't let them overpower you with numbers and then shut them down when the favor is yours. The stronger weapons prevail. 2 players falling, not the end of the world for Liquid. A Bulldog and a Spectre lost.
A bit more costly than they might have liked, but especially considering getting into the post plant. It's not bad, and well...
Congratulations, you lost a round, but you got 2,000 kills, baby!
I don't think it's the moment where you'd want to...
Why is he not celebrating, Tom?
2,000th kill? Well, I'd be worried if right now he was sat looking at the wall behind him. He also doesn't have the party music that we get. We don't just stop... That would be really cool, though.
I'm not sure it would.
For me, it would be really cool. Just like...
Gets his 2,000 kill.
No, not for anyone else as well. Just him. Like, he's like, can you hear party music? No, I think you're losing it, Jamppi. Stress is getting
I think they're partying in A main. I'm not sure. Oh, not hit by the boogie bomb.
You got more music to breathe.
We'll have to hit him with the boogie bomb, actually. It's the only way we're going to see Jamppi making the moves, I think. But he's hit 2K kills. That's going to be a... kind of sour the achievement a little bit if he then gets eliminated in the same match where that happens. But that'd be fonder memories for the 3K. Plenty of ground left to cover for Liquid to end up stealing this series away, but a 2-0 start that's very important for Vitality to find some control over a round like this.
It's aggression, but
they didn't know.
Steps may be heard. The thing is, I'm still looking at the position of the spike.
Yeah.
Gate crash being spotted might actually hold players to this side of the map. They've seen it go all the way through, but that's a big early fight. Get rid of Miniboo, take space in mid control. But with how much space they've garnered, they're now actually going to go walking back. I think the only thing that can go wrong here is if somehow there's a timing caught from Nats. And there is. He's just dropped the spike.
Yeah, that's causing issues. Luckily, Chronicle didn't get seen by the drone that came out on mid. He's able to get the jump on Nats, take him down, spike back in Vitality's control. 4-3 V2. Got to be careful here. Wayne's already delivered some stellar performances. He closed out that last map, TP to fake the position. No rotate from him, and he'll be caught in the end, leaving Purpo alone, and a cleanup from Vitality should end here. Nicely done, 2-1.
Yeah, decent recovery. I said the only danger was if Nats managed to drop that spike, and that's exactly what he did. But they still managed to get into some solid positions initially and make sure this round doesn't get too far out of control. Of course, for Liquid, that was just a bonus round. There was still those rifles saved from the previous, and then just a couple of pistols brought into play. So this is where we'll see the first proper purchase from either side. And is this the start for Vitality, who in the majority of their matches have had a slight advantage when it comes to the attack side? And on the other side, for Liquid, they've been very dominant on their attack.
How much ground can they cover here in the defense? That was a good start to it. I love the idea in the pistol as well. That 4-man aggression that really caught Vitality off guard, at least to start with. And that spam is deadly from Chronicle. And even caught by the drone, but now the trade is there so quickly. 4 versus 4, we're back to square footing, and it looks like Camo's the one ready for this fight, but Vitality are walking straight past. They've wrapped their way into heaven. I think they just got spotted. The second player, not so much, but Purpo is clean to start.
Flame desperately low. And Nats now going probing into mid. This is clearly something that Vitality are targeting. Durka pushed it in the last round. They've done the same in this one. It must be a gap that they've seen in the defenses of Liquid. That gap has been filled, though. Well aware of it, and Nats now looking for the kill onto Durka. This fight is so integral to their defense. As the remaining players look to come out of A main, they will at least have a post plan, but in fact, they're going looking for more. They wanted the fights.
Decoy. Camo They know that he's here, or at least was, with that decoy going down, but he's gotten really, really close. Maybe a chance to catch them off guard. Depends on how long's left on that reveal from Unfake. And well, yeah, actually just going to get swung by 2. Profek and Durka find him in the open, and with Wayne on 5, this round should be cleaned up, but we've counted Wayne out before, only for him to go and deliver a stellar performance. There's the info as well. Oh, what a shot! And he knows where the last player is. Durka doesn't know that he's been seen, that he's been read. It is Wayne's world. He's got dominion over Breeze, over Bind as well. From what we've seen, this man, 5 HP and a dream come true with the Red Bull clutch.
He's outdoing himself. Like, at this point, it's not even like he's doing this to flex on other people. Like, oh, could I out-clutch somebody else? Last it was a 1v4. This is a 1v3 with 5 health against the super team.
What are you doing,
You're starting to see the reasons why, when rumors were talked about with this Liquid roster, who their controller would be. Who is the guy who could replace Kiko? The irreplaceable player. Well, Wayne has just won 2 rounds in the space of 5.
Yeah. 2 rounds.
Showing you why.
2 rounds in the space of 5 that could be in the top 5 of the EMEA, depending on how this goes.
That one, there's no questions.
Yeah.
I think
5
both
HP,
are, I'll be honest.
I really do think both get in there. Jamppi doesn't get in there at all, though. He's being shut down. Nats finds one, so does Mini Boo, but then there's a response. Now there's weapons picked up as well, and Vitality look a little bit healthier, but Wayne, oh, the thorn in their side twisting and turning as rounds go on. His timing is absolutely stellar, and they are none the wiser. The wraparound from Wayne. Another big round on the horizon. The spike down, and Durka and Unfake have to wrap back across these players with Purpo holding. There was no chance. And Unfake, he is surrounded. He has info on where all 3 were, at least, but look where Wayne's gone. They're taking no chances on the side of Liquid.
He knows where the spike was dropped as well, so he sort of left it in a position of, okay, I can wrap round and still get eyes on it. If he tries to escape, I'm there waiting for him, and he's just been a menace. Getting the flank, repositioning into the only escape route. Wayne is on fire. And right now, Vitality have no answer to this young superstar.
Just a stellar performance from this guy. The last round still fresh in Vitality's mind, and then he comes in with the flank play, the reposition in mid. The round locked down the lead up to 3, and a timeout from Vitality. They've been put under so much pressure early on in these last 2 maps.
Yeah, and the problem is that round 4 was unlosable. Like, there are moments in games where you go, that's impossible to lose. And a guy on 5 HP versus 3 of your players, all in different crossfire angles, and you serve him up 3 1v1s. Okay, Durka didn't serve him up, but his position was just known. It's brilliant from Wayne. Incredible reaction time to hit those shots. But you then have to look at Vitality and go, how are you losing these rounds? How are you letting this happen? And I think for Power, we've seen it throughout the series, very proactive with his pauses. The early game wasn't too damning, but those last couple of rounds have started to really look like, well, I'll be honest, like they're going out.
Yeah. I mean, look at the scoreline on Bind, a 13-3, and we're on track for a similar performance unless something changes. Now, Vitality have just called their pause, round 6, bit more of a normal time for it, and coming into a low buy, you've got an Outlaw to work with as well. But they have to make adjustments. What we've seen so far has not been working. Individuals from Liquid are getting the one up. The game plan looks better put together on that side. And sure, the next half could bring changes, but here and now is where those changes need to be. And that's why we're going to take a moment to listen in and see what has changed for Team Vitality.
I don't see it.
I'm holding mid push.
Portal closed.
They're not peeking B.
We could pop. And
Yeah, I think we should pop, guys.
Come, guys.
I'm coming.
Close.
I put the
We
volley
should
box
paranoia
ready.
left side
On.
and dash.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
I'm going.
I paranoia.
Neo backside.
Smoking
Ladder,
now.
ladder, ladder.
Flashing.
Ladder backside.
Flashing, one more.
Backside.
Go ladder, guys. Go.
Dead, dead.
And CD, Makis already.
I smoke Marcus.
Double pick backside.
You can ulti him, yeah.
Oh.
Backside clear.
I'd be
Backside.
flanked.
Neon box
CT,
potentially.
I have Raven in 5.
And now it's left to the retake for Team Liquid, but the plan's still not found. That's causing problems. 40 seconds, and a nice shot by Nats. More pressure put onto Vitality. It was a low buy, but they got ground. They made it to the site, but that might not be enough.
30 seconds
the
left.
rifle on Chronicle, but his
Player
HP
standing.
so low, and Nats is the one putting bodies on the floor. A fourth for Nats as he takes down his former teammate and pushes Liquid further into the lead.
Again, there were moments in this round that looked like it could be possible. Especially we heard
30 seconds
the
left.
talk of ultimates, what they had on the board, the availability of the Hunter's Fury, if they could get into the post plant, but that was the issue. Just getting into a position where they could put that spike down and have that post was never given up by Team Liquid. You mentioned it at the start of the map. They were very good in the last map of disrupting everything. It was said on the desk as well that is the game plan. And that game plan is working. Sure, he was revealed, but that's insane.
Yeah, revealed, but still jumping around. It's a nice shot to hit, even if you can see the man. The back off from Jamppi has unfortunately sold Durka out. Vitality with the trade. Yampi's kept them in. 2 valuable picks for him. The lead for Vitality might help them out. Having the man advantage when the Viper's pit is up, that's going to make it much easier to avoid that deadly ultimate.
Yeah, that is... If you expect Nats to just stay there the whole time, he's always moving, always peeking, and more worryingly, Wayne's still alive, so it doesn't matter if this skins up in a 1v4, he might still be able to win it. Just try and get the top 5 clutches all in the space of a map and a round. For now, though, well, it's the right read, I'd say, by avoiding the pit, but 2 players are going to be ready and waiting. Sat in the corner is Purpo. He's more expecting a push to come through into middle.
30 seconds left.
He heard the decoy.
But he is wrong because of that.
Yeah, they pulled him into that fight with the decoy and through the smoke. It's just taking Purpo out. After a big play to backside onto Wayne. Yeah, I mean, this round should be Vitality's. Even going into those 2 players, the only fear was that corners aren't cleared. Balls are dropped and you end up in a position where you don't have trades set up. Now there, the first one's fine. You don't know where he is. Now we need to see them give no opportunity to Nats. This is a man who will take the clutch if you give it to him, and Liquid have got too many rounds so far in the last 2 maps that they shouldn't have. There we go. A literal firing squad waiting for him, as it should be.
Yeah, they're not making the same mistake again. They gave Wayne the fights. You're not going to give Nats the fights. Respect who's on the other side of the stage, but yeah, that's a crazy shot to hit. 2 fast-paced kills for Jamppi and an important individual round for him coming up.
What? Looks so silly from his perspective. Just straight 2 shots and it gets a kill.
Well, 5-2. Vitality back onto the board. As said, we've seen both of these sides have stronger runs when it comes to their attack side. And while not a whole lot to play with in this one, a singular rifle available for Nats, and already 2 players dropped with early presence in middle. They'll need a hero once again.
And the Marshal's been recovered at least, but Camo's not going to have a chance to use it up this close. A headshot from the Sheriff maybe a bit more likely. And they haven't cleared him just yet. There's the chance. 1 drop, 3v3, waiting for another, and they've given it 1 by 1. Now the ult to get out. The advantage firmly claimed here for Team Liquid. 2 rifles and that Marshal and all of the info to work with. I mean, they're boxed in. Where do you go for Jamppi? Have to get that plant and hope they offer individual fights, but this one has been
planted.
a real surprise. Oh my God.
Well, he's gonna get out there if he wants to. Just trying to play the close angle, not wanting to give it up, but it's Camo again. What a round from him with the Sheriff. He was left on an island on the B site, and it seems like every big individual play at the moment is just coming up for the side of Liquid. I don't know how they're getting through these rounds.
Well, the other thing is when you come onto that site, you notice the Marshal or a pistol or anything is missing from the floor. You know someone's there. They had the pointer, there was a snake in the grass. The fact that he finds 1, all right. The second is a bit unforgivable. And the fact that he then has ult to get out of there completely cost him the round. Because it could at least have been a trade.
That's your round, brother.
But instead, they've given him a chance when the lead was already Liquid's. And they have grabbed it with both hands on that defense. A 4-round lead and a chance for it to be so much more. The thing for Vitality is they got rifles, still got that money, and 4 ultis, some big ones in there as well. This has to be where they bounce back.
Well, if not, that lower bracket run from Liquid.
Plant a spike.
It's something we have talked about pretty much since this org entered Valorant, and while Camo is going to catch Jamppi with his pants down, tries to escape from the ult. Camo, he's managed to dodge everything, and because of that, again, he's the snake in the grass, the man they couldn't quite catch, like smoke fading away. And Miniboo's looking for the backstab. Oh, this could be a nasty surprise. He's taken the right route as well. Like again, Liquid are so good at faking distractions, throwing in pieces to set up the remaining man. Unfake now left in a clutch of his own, but just look how many he has to face off against. Liquid are not going anywhere, and Vitality since map 1 have been missing.
Yeah, we started out this series, let's not forget, thinking like, where is Liquid? They're not playing as a team. They're making silly mistakes. They're giving away rounds. And well, it's changed completely. Going into round 10. Last map and this, we've got 5 on the board for Vitality. Some of those being big clutches.
Nice, but nice win, nice.
Well, bear in mind as well, it was a 10-2 first half in the first map.
Yep.
They were so far and away better on that attack side of Corrode.
Like individually as well. There were so many fights where it was like, okay, these 3 players have scattered. There's 3 1v1s on offer. Vitality went all 3 1v1s.
Yep.
And like one of them, the guy goes on to get a 2nd and 3rd kill. It was ridiculous. The thing at Durka, every time he threw a flash on a side, he got a kill.
Yep.
I actually don't think he threw a flash without getting a kill. And now, it seems to be, everything's dried up on this side. And it's hard to put that down to just a map being different, right? I get sometimes your other team is more comfortable. You don't have as much prep on that. But we get to Breeze, and that kind of goes out the window for me. Like, even on Bind, we both have experience.
Well, for them, it has to be now. We need to see the best of this Vitality, otherwise it is going to be commiserations once again. And you can see Vitality is the 5th best team in the world at Breeze post-plants. They've not been allowed to have post-plants. That has been what Liquid has been doing. And I'll always give the credits where it's due. It seems like the game plans coming in for the side of Liquid have been perfect. Don't let Vitality play their game. Force us, or force them to play ours. And they have done that for the last 2 maps.
Well, on Bind, it was clear. How many rounds did Chronicle have the ult to use? How many rounds could it have turned the tide? How many rounds did they pick him off because of early aggression? It was so consistent from Team Liquid that Vitality had a game plan, and it didn't matter because that relied on Team Liquid playing the defense, but they played the offense on both sides. Now, 7-2. Started with aggression in the pistol as well. They haven't lost that flare, and Vitality haven't been given a moment to get any sort of steady footing in this map. In the previous, their timeout used, no effect after. It feels like Liquid are destined to take this run through the lower bracket to eliminate both Boo brothers. Back-to-back days.
That's already. He's going to drop another 3 kills. This round is over. Chronicle, you mentioned it. He's got the Viper Spear, but I don't think he's going to be using it in this round. And he's being chased down. Another multi-frag, another in-zone flawless. And well, we've seen that a few times after the pause. Clean rounds out from the side of Liquid, but this was the one we're talking about. This is what it was all for. Can they at least get 4 rounds on the attack? As I said, we were selling this as a story of an attack side map. Instead, we're now talking about Liquid and their ability to grow into this tournament, to make those changes, to make the impossible seem possible, to make the runs that nobody else can. And they now sit 5 rounds away from another match to qualify them to an international. Remember, Mitch, they missed 0 international events last year. They want to kick this tournament off with another added to the list.
No, they're certainly on the right track. Vitality are 3 versus 4, though. We'll get a plan towards that B side.
Got a plant.
That's where we start to pull back to those statistics. What, 81% post plants? Okay, because there's been a lot of diffuses, 4 so far, I think, for Team Liquid. The post plants haven't looked that great, but this is where they can turn that tide back in their favor. Look how passive Purpo is. He's given them that space. He let them fight for it. He knew they would. And now he can play super late back into that control while the squad is looking in the other direction. It's so smart, but the shot doesn't land. And they're looking the right way, but Vitality this time are the ones hitting the shots. It's Jamppi with a triple, eclipsing that performance from map 1 finally. And Purpo to save gives Vitality 3. They have got a round on the board at long last. And it's Jamppi with a 4K to get it done.
Yeah, literally leading by example. They've needed something to try and ignite the candle that has been dwindling under the Liquid placed on top of it.
Killed them.
An 8-4 is not a death sentence, but it does still feel rough. But a 9-3, I don't know, after the last map, I can't say I have any belief that they'd be able to turn it from there. Chronicle's still giving it at least. He still believes. You know what? He's seen way worse.
Yeah, he has.
11-1.
He has indeed. It ain't over till it's over. That man knows, but it's over for him in this round.
Sit back down.
His half is done, and again, no chance to use that Viper's Pit coming into the penultimate round of the half. This is, I mean, just so consistent from Liquid in that early aggression. And Vitality, yeah, you get that 1 round, that 4K, and then you're immediately reminded why you're so far behind.
Yeah. It's not been the Miniboo show so far. It's been Wayne, it's been Nats. But never forget, and he's now the defender. He's the man to try and look after Nats within the edge of this.
My ult's ready.
Dimensional Drift claimed an unorthodox way to do it, push a man out of his Viper's Pit and then take the orb, but it's clear that they can't just allow that space to be had, and one ult that is good for countering him is that one, but then you go straight back into the operator again. A 3v5 just to claim your 4th round.
Well, he's found those 2 picks in mid. Same spot. Actually, the X is almost overlapping. And now the rotates in. Mid has been left open, and instead, Miniboo is now sitting, waiting on the backside. But he's been spotted at least, and then goes sliding in! The shorty claims a double, but hold on! Being picked off after, and the spike retrieved is now potentially given a plant, but look at Camel flying under the radar. He's now the last man standing! And the mistake shown 10 seconds! Camel needs to be what? Jamppi took the TP! A fool's errand! And 9-3 to Team Liquid. A big final round from Camo as well.
Oh, dear Lord. I don't know what's gone on to end that one. It is somehow, again, another Liquid victory. But nonetheless, let's send it down to Lou for a quick chat with representatives from Liquid and Vitality's management.
Spike down B. Clutch.
A lot going on behind the scenes, especially on the side of the managers. So thank you, Kili and Brittany, for joining me, of course, today. And the first question I wanted to ask you is, I imagine how stressful it must be, as the job and also as watching, the players here. So I wanted to know, what is the biggest lesson that you've learned throughout the years working in esports with Liquid and Vitality? Do you want to start, Brittany?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I think the biggest thing I've learned is that communication and empathy are the most important things. So you have a lot of young talent who are dealing with high pressure situations, public scrutiny, all this stuff. And the most important thing is to be empathetic to them and communicate so they feel comfortable.
Do you agree with that, Kelly? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's as stressful as you let it be.
Yeah.
But in the end, you got to be ready for everything. Like, there can be simple problems, big problems dropping on you from out of nowhere. And you just got to be ready for everything.
You got to be ready at all times. And now I want to discover your players, but from your point of view. So my first question is going to be, who is the most responsible player in your team? Like kind of the team dads on the side of Liquid.
Yeah, I think no surprise, it's Nats. He's basically like a 50-year-old in a 20-year-old body. Super responsible, taking care of everybody all the time. Yeah.
And on the side of Vitality, are you going to surprise me with the answer? Who's the most responsible?
Nah, it is Jamppi. But to be honest, the hidden one might be Chronicle. Like, he's aware of everything. Like, he's very professional. But Jamppi's more vocal about it.
Fair enough. And on the other side, you know, who's the kind of the high maintenance player, you know, the one who always asks for something, like he always needs something?
I'm going to say Nats again, actually. Just he's been pure volume. He's been here so long, but also because he has high expectations of everything, he's often asking
like
for
high standards.
Yeah,
and
high
stuff,
standards
right?
for things.
Makes sense. And on the side of Vitality?
I'd say it's perfect for us. But not like asking for stuff. It's more like he makes sure that we are active in the office.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take that answer. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me. And we, of course, wish the best of luck for the team to survive in the lower bracket on this second half.
Profek keeps them active in the office, Tom. You know, somehow that doesn't surprise me. He's always jogging around backstage.
No, he's very talkative, man, very funny, man, and I can imagine that's got to be fun to have around. What's not fun, if you are on that Vitality side, is the fact that they are currently down by a significant margin, and this is looking far more like Bind than the first map. They got decimated.
Yeah, it really is not looking good right now. And, you know, the problem is we started out yesterday. We finished yesterday saying, well, Vitality's problem today was Alpha was playing like Nats. Now they got Nats on the other side, and he's also a problem for them now. Already taking a few shots, and will be first blood. Jamppi to drop the leader on the other side, and this pistol, I mean, worth its weight in gold. This is one that Vitality desperately need. We're not just talking about for the map or the series. We're talking about for survival. We're talking about to still have the chance to book their tickets to Santiago and not just to sit in the crowd.
Yeah, we can always talk about sides of the map, the fact that both teams have favored the attack so far, but when it comes to qualifying for events, when it comes to the final half of a final map, anything can change. What isn't changing, though, is Liquid's ability to fight back already. We have found a couple of kills going in return. Chronicle gone, Durka gone, that old Fnatic duo not clinging to life, and that will be a post plant. And as you said, this pistol is worth its weight in gold.
I mean, they need strong foundations for the comeback. So high to climb. But losing the pistol, oh, this would be devastating. The chances wane. A force by round 2 can even be discussed. This is such a big deficit, and it's gone from bad to worse. 10-3. Vitality being left in the dust, not just here, but in the last map as well.
Yeah, they've had everything. They've had clean sweep rounds, they've had clutches, they've had comebacks. The fact is, though, in the last couple of maps, they haven't needed to even try and turn things on their heads. They are looking to be the Liquid that we've always known them to be that squad that can look like they're already out of the tournament. Go back to the KC game they played, to looking like a team that might just contend when they get there. Jamppi under pressure, and unfortunately, he is the only player here. He has the choice of standing his ground or TPing, but after the drone spotted him, they're going to go back. Now, it might be the case of, okay, they've put him up front to break the drone, TP somewhere else, and then the full squad's here. So Liquid have to be careful that that wasn't a stack, but it might mean they walk into the other stack.
Camel's about to get the info, though. And they,
okay, it's good info. Yeah,
I was going to say, if he gets
nothing, there's one guy on A.
Yeah, if he got 0 there, that would be fine, because you lose a ghost, and in exchange, you know that the B side has one guy. Fantastic. Instead, you're now in a 4v2.
I wish my teammates got info like that.
Camo went from almost being a Zelda antagonist, a Calamity Camo, and in the previous map with Corrode,
that was nice.
with one of the worst plays I've ever seen, to now being a hero who's gifted them a free round in a, well, maybe not so free, Jamppi. I was thinking we were going to group up here and take the fights together, but instead, Jamppi's got a 1v2. Now there's an Outlaw holding this angle from far away. The shot misses, the second shot misses, and now I'm really starting to panic. He started to drop. That could have went very badly wrong, but 11-3. They've got rounds to play with and conceding nothing.
Yeah, they're laughing about it. I do say that nothing in life is free, but that was definitely more costly than expected. And the crazy thing as well is, like, we talked about this Vitality squad as like, okay, you've got Unfake playing a different role to what we expect from Sayonara, and Jamppi filling in, we don't expect the best results. Right now, he's 17-11. He's doing all he can to try and get this team back into the game. But I'm looking at the rest. Where is that Chronicle? Where is that Durka? Where is Prophet? Where are these guys that we know can step up and take over games, that have done throughout their run so far? What has happened? Because right now, Liquid are, well, they've got them half buried.
Now we heard it from Uli on the desk as well. Oh my goodness. Durka down, hold on. We might not have time. Liquid accelerate quickly into the site. Now Vitality forced to play that retake. And for Vitality not having Sayonara, it changes the roles they play. The whole team has to swap it up, and maybe it'll look different when he does step onto that stage, but not to fault on Fake either. I think he's been doing a great job. Had some really big rounds. Kind of bad to say that when he's 4-13. It's not been a good map, but...
Well, this one, they need to win this retake. Miniboo, he's playing an off angle because he's so low, but that trade is fine. You lose the low HP player, and you bring things back. That time is ticking. Nats from afar with an outlaw might just be the nail in the coffin. Doing damage, Prophet, Chronicle, but now it's all on to Nats. No one worse that could be in this clutch. That time is already ticking. It already looks like it's done. That spike will be going off, and you just can't get past Nats.
And it's Chronicle left to witness the spike go off. The snake bite sent out seals the deal of this round as the clock ran dry. Team Liquid, they were shut out on Corrode. It was a little resurgence, a fake comeback towards the end, but for the most part, that map, it felt like it was Vitality.
Are we gonna try or what?
Dominating from the start, and now Wayne, who closed out Bind with one of the clutches that I'll remember for a long time to come. He's asking, are they going to try? And we're asking the same.
They didn't even need a Red Bull clutch there. A better start at least. Durka at least going to try and deny some of that space being taken, but it's already gone, already sent through. Camo looking to try and close it. Durka fighting tooth and nail. He does not want to go out of this tournament. He does not want to miss out on another Masters. But now it's in his teammate's hands. Chronicle only with the stinger, but at least he's got a little bit of space to play with. Up close is where this gun
I got Spike.
Does hold some value, but the fact is, Liquid don't need to go this way. They don't need to fight this. Now, the good thing for Chronicle is that probably gets him an upgrade. The bad thing is they're going to be on the wrong side of the map, and it's a big map.
Hell of a long rotation indeed. The plan's set to land on, well, perhaps Miniboo. If it goes to Wayne, they've got good information to play with late. They can have a guy sitting on site, the TP out and the relocate, but it will be Miniboo for speed. He gets there and Wayne is sent out towards middle, playing that late lurk, smoke for the spawn, but this is it. The timing here, it's everything. Jamppi's looking the other way, but Wayne decides not to go. That could have decided the round, and it will. In fact, this battle will be it with Jamppi checking and finding his mark. Wayne is down. Then Miniboo, the one to stand here. 1 versus 2. Tucked in the corner. Here's the steps as they close in the distance. Gets the jump on Jamppi, and just Chronicle, the leader on the other side, to take down the shots from Lando. Chronicle buys Vitality a little bit more time. Another round at least, but 8 in a row needed. He's still on his feet.
He's been there.
I'm back.
He knows it's possible. And he knows that the main thing in this is going to be mental warfare. You don't make comebacks like this off a good game plan, off the strats you cooked up at the beginning. That's nothing to do with it at this stage. It's all about mental. Can you get in your opponent's head? Can you get your teammates hyped? Rounds like that might save you. But we're talking about 1%. Less than 1%. 8 rounds in a row. No errors made. No heroes on the Liquid side, and let's be real, they've had everyone pulling off rounds.
Hunter's Fury potentially taken here with the orb. A play into the B side off of it. No, they don't think that they need it. Instead, just running it through. Already one falling. Jamppi standing a good chance with that outlaw. A single shot to anyone to take them down, and he relocates for the retake. Vitality evidently not looking to go quietly into that night. They will go kicking and screaming, and Jamppi finding another. Seems like they won't be going just yet.
They're still got to be careful though. That Hunter's Fury has been claimed. Unfortunately, the position of it is probably the worst ever. Nats would need all 5, and that's not going to be happening. A clean round for Vitality, a necessity in what is still an impossible comeback. That's what they need. One team looking for 1 round, one team looking to take it 1 round at a time. A very different outlook.
One enemy.
But for Liquid, well, they'd need an all-time choke for this to even get close.
2% above the global VCT average. Not bad. When most players are not leading teams and doing that as well.
Oh yeah, he's leading the scoreboard and they're losing 12-5.
A danger here with the Hunter's Fury, as we've seen, but Durka wants to again get aggressive. It only has to fail 1 time, and they will slip out of contention, but this is not the time that he will fall. Vitality, well, they're trying to break back into that space. The flash was awkward, but the shots most certainly are not. Wayne, it would be a play to write his name in the history books, but denied again.
12-6. These rounds have been ones as well that you kind of look at Vitality and go, okay, we spoke about it being now or never. We spoke about you needing to get some rounds that are going to build confidence, like a couple of nice one-taps, some aggression that pays off. This war versus Liquid cannot be won without some of those big individual plays. And that's enough for Liquid to go, okay, we have 6 chances at this. We've got 4 ultimates online. Sure, this probably isn't the round where you'll see too many of them expended. Maybe Miniboo will throw in the overdrive. But the coaching staff know that the only way they taste defeat here is if they crumble themselves. A singular round for a team like Liquid, with the players they have, the plays they've been making, you'd bet your house on it at this point. But if that mental goes, and you give a little bit over to players like Chronicle, players like Durka, that can very easily slip away.
Well, how many times have you seen, even in these last 2 maps, where Vitality are trailing, they're being ground into dust, and yet they find that 1 round, Jamppi's on his feet, Chronicle screaming across the stage. That's what we need to see.
Didn't see it much on Bind.
No. There was that 1 round, Jamppi got up, and then he sat down for a while after.
Yeah.
Well, right up until he had to leave the stage. But 12-6, round 19, 6 in a row for Vitality. Far from an impossible task, and it starts with a light buy from Liquid. But that bingo card of ultimates is filling up. Soon they'll have all 5, and even in a round like this, they could definitely bridge the gap. Vitality need to be careful every round from this point forward. Great spam to start.
Yep, that's the Viper's pick gone. That's exactly who you want. Overdrive also gone. And somehow it seemed like hitting 12 was all Vitality needed. I think somebody told them, by the way, there isn't a 4th life. You don't go into the lower bracket if you lose this one. You need to fight now. And after an in-zone flawless, we see them take 4 rounds in a row. But again, the pause wasn't for that round. The pause was not to, okay, can we win with an overdrive and some pistols and a judge? The pause was, when we have a bye, how can we get ourselves that singular round that takes us into the lower final?
And you can see there, Nat's not terribly upset to be losing it, even though he got spammed.
Like a respect. That's like, if I ever got that look from Nat, I'm like, oh, I did something well. He normally looks at me like I'm a moron, which honestly is 50%
Don't think that's going to change.
No.
But it was a nice spam through that took Nats out of the previous. This time, again, we looked to that Viper's Pit being online. We looked to that Hunter's Fury that can not only get you into a site, but lock down a post plant. And we looked at the setup from Liquid. A incredibly passive start. They have players posted across the map, just waiting for aggression. In fact, Camo and Miniboo were holding mid so close together, you couldn't even tell where Camo was. They overlapped on the hood.
Oh, we know that Liquid never make it easy for themselves. Hunter's Fury. It's in the right place. It's just not quite been his day, but that's exactly what he needed. A double connection. drone will clear out Jamppi, and he has to take the escape route. He might be able to finish the work he started with the shock dart, but no, they're all retreating. 40 seconds left, and they have not moved Durka from his aggressive position. He's going to be the same spot he's been for the last couple of rounds, and he also has Chronicle with him, who has both a Viper's Pit, but also a Snake Bite, which I'll be honest, I think is more deadly in this scenario.
Well, with 25 seconds, without a doubt. The thing Liquid are doing right here, though, is splitting through mid. The thing they're doing wrong is wait so long. 20 seconds. Any delay here will be enough for Vitality and 2 picks. And that almost puts this play to bed before it begins. Dirk is wrapping around on site. They've even committed to using the Hunter's Fury on that massive deficit. And I have to say, that seems like a huge mistake. I feel like there's a point after those 2 kills where you say, okay, this round's gone, let's save it up for the next. And I don't know if Purple would just hit the key or if he just makes a mistake later on, but that's a big win for Vitality. The climb back continues, and they've removed some very important ultimates.
Yeah, they've been trickling down. Like, they've not been able to get Nats in a position. That is the one thing with this map that can be difficult. An attack side Viper's Pit, it is so hard to, like, you can't pad gaps most of the time.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think that was like a, okay, I'll use it as they go, which is when you should.
That was fine.
But
that was
like,
fine.
Realistically, his teammates died so fast.
I thought that it was 2 players down, and then in a 3v5 he went, screw it! I was like, what are you thinking? But he did activate it when 1 guy was down. That's fine. What?
Okay, he swapped to the wrong gun. There's no way that he swapped to the wrong thing. Clicked the wrong button. Somehow still did some damage, and hey, they got an assist. He got an assist.
Not like this. You can't win a round where you've ran in, trying to slide and knife someone. Prophet trying to make sure of that. And that 2K may just have done it. Purple left in a 1v3. Imagine a reality where instead of a knife, a shorty came out. This could be a crumble from Vitality, but instead, well, very well may still be Purple as a player wrapping up behind him. Do his spidey senses kick in time, though. Durka 58 on the clock, and he decides to cancel.
Yeah. Just wait for the plant. Wait for him to tap it. You're right behind him. There's no need to take any level of risk, and he doesn't. Purple is locked in and facing his opponent. I am now starting to get nervous. We have seen 6 rounds in a row for Vitality. They were dead and buried. They were in the ground, and somehow the zombie hand is starting to reach back out of the dirt.
They showed us in the replay, but I wasn't watching the equipment. Did he have a weapon, took it out, and dropped it by accident, so it went straight? No, because he didn't drop his pistol. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Just a mistake, a misinput. 12-9. Team Liquid, again, 1 round needed. Look at the amount of space Jamppi's taken. Gate crashes and he's on the A side, but for now, at least, for the next 10 seconds, 15, Vitality know that these players are boxed in outside A.
Yeah, this is the thing. It wasn't just 1 man moving. They had 2. The thing is, it's actually not a bad read in the end. Even though everything happened, Profek is immediately going to use that paranoia, but the pressure is in. Minibu spamming, that's the start they were looking for. We haven't seen them with an opener in a while, and now the pressure goes back onto Vitality. Sure, you won 6 in a row. It means nothing if you lose 1.
No, except for Vitality, they had some serious fight left in them. They haven't been willing to go quietly into that cold, dark night, out of kickoff. But this could be where it all goes wrong. Minibu whiffs the shot. 2 picks for Vitality. Numbers back to even, but they've got to go. The time is ticking. The wall buying that space, and Purple will fall. But the snake bite here, making it so difficult. A spam could end this. They need to drop that pit. And with Wayne around the back, this should be over. Team Liquid, they keep pushing on this lower